guys, Kat here, and today I want to talk about making peace with food. For those of you who are tuning in and don't know anything about me, a little bit of backstory. I had anorexia for over 6 years, and then I also transitioned into binge eating disorder. So I've been through quite a lot, and I'm really trying to make these videos so it helps other people along their journey so they don't have to deal with this as long as I did or at all. This video really isn't just for people who had or have eating disorders. It's really for anyone, especially like in the fitness industry, because there's just so much pressure on aesthetics and your food intake. And along the way of dieting and everything, it's really easy to make food this enemy. So moving on, after I gained my weight back from anorexia, I never made peace with food, and I never made it a priority either. I gained a bunch of weight back, and then I started to binge at night. For those of you who don't know, that means that you pretty much intake thousands of calories at a time in one sitting, and it's like you have no control. There's this shut off in your brain. It's like, it's the craziest thing, and it's really hard for people who haven't gone through it to understand why. But yeah, and rather than just binging, I really had high anxiety going to restaurants, and also if I ate like guilty pleasure kind of foods, I felt awful about myself. I tried everything, I really did. I tried reading books like on binging and also on mindfulness eating. I tried hiring 2 coaches, and it worked for like a few weeks. It was like usually like a max 2 weeks that either I hired a coach or I started like this new like I'm gonna cut weight kind of diet, and it would work for a little bit, but then I would end up binging because I felt so restricted. I've had a bunch of people message me about how did I make peace with food, so here it is. And this is the scariest thing you could possibly do, but you have to completely allow yourself anything and as much as you want. And it is really scary because you're like, I'm gonna gain all this weight. I'm gonna be a Snorlax blocking paths for people even though they can walk around me. But it is so necessary. And I had read about people doing this, and I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. I can just go on this diet and it'll be fine. No, it's not okay. So yeah, I stopped weighing myself. I stopped tracking food. I didn't count any calories. And one thing that I did take from tracking macros was to think of food as carbs, proteins, and fats. So I started taking the guilt out of it and instead considered them those macronutrients instead. Like, oh, that's Cinnabon, that's just a lot of carbs, it's a lot of fat, it's a lot of delicious flavors. Instead of, oh my god, I just ate a Cinnabon, which would later make me feel guilty and then make me eat even more. Another weird thing that helped me was watching cheat videos on YouTube, like Stephanie Buttermore. She's amazing. She's this super lean, awesome muscle chick, and she has these amazing cheat days, and I would watch them and be like, you know what, she can have those foods and that quantity for that one day and it doesn't ruin her progress. Like, it's okay to have those days where you eat a little bit more. It doesn't mean that all is lost. So seeing that really helped, and watching like Eric the Electric 2, Matt Stoney just like eat those foods and realize it's okay. Yes, those are a little bit more extreme, but it also, again, it helps you realize that if you have those heavier days, it's not gonna ruin your progress altogether, which would usually lead me to just eating more and more because I'm just like, well, it doesn't even matter anymore. And besides not weighing myself anymore and not tracking, I also worked a lot on positive self-talk, which I did talk about in my video. I'll have an eye, click the eye or something, but it's about loving your body right now, and that really helped me with not overeating anymore and really just making peace with food. I also started concentrating on what my body could do rather than how many calories I was burning in a workout, and I would make performance goals instead of weighing myself. So that's how I tracked my progress, and I have learned so many skills and like have had so much more fun with my workout since then. But working on that positive self-talk made me want to fuel my body with good foods. It wasn't such a hassle anymore, like I should be eating this. It was like, I want to make my body feel good. And I've gotten to the point where I look at a food label and I'm like, do I want to put these ingredients in my home, pretty much, my home? And sometimes, yeah, I'll eat like a junk food or something like that. And that's totally okay. But again, you have to allow yourself 100% to eat whatever and how much you want. And honestly, when I did that, I did gain some weight, but I used that weight to lift heavier weights, which was cool in my workouts. And then now I'm actually lighter than I was before. So I did lose that weight and then some. Now everyone's journey is gonna be different, and I don't want losing weight and everything to be the end all, but I do want making peace with food and then making peace with your body to be the end all. So if you're struggling with making peace with food, just know that it is possible. It's possible to make peace with your body, your mind, and your soul. If you guys ever need to talk or anything, I've had like a bunch of people message me before, and I love helping out. So you can go ahead and message me on like my Instagram or my Facebook, and I will be happy to talk with you because I know what it's like. It's hard, and you are not alone. So I just want to get that out there. You're not alone, because I felt really alone and I felt so isolated, and it sucked because there wasn't anyone really that I could relate to that I knew like personally. There was one time where I was I had just binged and I was just so tired of it, and I called my best friend. I told my boyfriend I wouldn't be the person to cry in my videos. I had just binged and I had called my best friend, and I was just like crying on the bathroom floor, and I was like, he's like, I'm here for you, but I can't, like, I don't really understand it. So yeah, I just don't want anyone to feel isolated like that. That is what I'm trying to say. That took me a while. Anyway, on a happy note, that is how I made peace with food. I hope this helped you guys, and yeah, allow yourself full permission to eat whatever. It's scary, but you're not alone. It's gonna be okay. And then the second thing to definitely work on is working on that self-love, loving your body right now as it is. And remember, you can click and watch that video if you haven't already, but it's working on that mental state. So this is what worked for me. Again, everyone's journey is different. Yeah, I hope this helps someone out there. You're not alone. All right, I will see you guys soon, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. And you're not shiny. I'm not so shiny now. See you soon. Rawr.